simple electricity outage type things. I know a lot of my videos or you see based are around like working out and those types of things, which are really good because they are a part of the survival process, in preparation. So, preparing for survival is, physical, mental, spiritual. So, you're getting your body ready, and I hope you go and watch those videos, but this is going to be more on, the, I guess, slightly technical, not really, side of things. So, we're going to go down the list of things that we have here, and I'm going to tell a story. So what brought this about, was we had an electrical outage, and we were kind of in the mode of, and that happened actually for an entire week, I believe. And so we just kind of slowly were thinking like, all right, so what things, obviously we had our flashlight and we, had the basic things, but obviously you got to think about food. If you have food that's in your refrigerator, we had some ice packs with just like bricks that kept some of our food cool. So we already had those things in the freezer, and so that was a huge help to keep and preserve the food, like eggs, milk, things like that. So that stuff, those ice packs help. We currently still have them. I'll just go ahead and grab one. I'll show you what we're talking about. And so, got a picture. So these ice packs here, they're frozen solid. This is something that's gonna come in handy for you when you got your food. You can get these, a lot of this stuff is low cost. This stuff is not really expensive. Even this thing right here, you would think it would be super expensive, it's not. But like I said, we're gonna go over this stuff little by little, and I hope you enjoy. So right here, we have our cooker. Our cooker, we got this from Walmart, it's very basic. And as you can see, or maybe you can't see just yet, it does not run off of electricity. I don't have to plug this into a wall at all. I would recommend, if you're gonna do this and you have to be inside, open up a window and cook by your window. I think we did it both ways, where we were outside or did it by the window. So you pretty much have this. This is empty. These you can burn through these and like if you're gonna prep a meal or do a meal. At first I was wondering, should I buy a 3-pack? I'm glad I bought the 3-pack of these because they are very useful for you cooking a regular meal. I didn't have to keep on swapping them out. So I was able to do what I needed to do with one. But after that, you're probably gonna have very little. So I would recommend buying a full pack of 3. Don't skimp. It may seem like, I might have, if that's all you have, it's the ability to buy one. But if you can buy more, buy more. So how this works, this has like a little space right here. You just put it in here, like so. If I can get it in there, yeah. See, if you try to push it down like that, it's not gonna go. You push it down right here, and then drop this little piece. This is just a locking mechanism so it doesn't turn. And then, boom, close it. And then you don't need, what I thought, funny enough, I thought I needed to use a lighter or something to start this. You do not. You just need to lock this thing in place, lock the canister in place. This is butane fuel. It's what's gonna fuel your fire. It's what's gonna start your fire. And then this is set to off right now, and then you just actually go ahead and spark it. You need to go all the way over to ignition, turn it all the way over, and then that's gonna ignite it, and then you can set your heat level. But if you just go to high, max, or min, it's not gonna do anything. You just need to go all the way over, ignite it first, and then set your heat. You'll see the flame come up as well after you do that. Whenever you're done, you need to make sure that you turn it off, unlock it, and I would suggest go ahead and taking this canister out so that you already know you're all, it's like a gun. You wanna make sure that you're all clear, if you're not using your weapon, at least, especially no rounds in the chamber. So that is that. we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm doing this video. This video is gonna be going up. I'm gonna be doing clips, so I'm gonna make a clip of this section right now. Let me go ahead and make a clip. So because these videos are gonna be up on my channel. So I'm gonna be making clips of each and every one of these sections that I'm talking about right now. Super important stuff. And if you wanna know like my background, Marine Corps veteran, did a lot of survival type stuff myself. So I feel like it's necessary to teach people this stuff as well. So you got candles right here. That's basic, but they do come in handy. If you can't afford like a flashlight like this is only like 20. I think I spent maybe $20. That was surprising because this thing works really good. You see the light that's on right now. I don't have any links set up for this stuff. If you want links for this stuff, I'll put it in. But this is just an educational course. This stuff can be found at Walmart. I bought this at Walmart. This thing right here, but this is just stuff that helped us to get through power outage situation. But you can see obviously how bright this thing is, and so it's pretty cool. I think, yeah, it has the charging cable on the top for 19 bucks. Man, you can turn this light. Yeah, red. You can turn it. Thinking one more color. Anyways, get the point. So, also on the bottom here, you got batteries. It's battery charged, but it's also a USB to this as well. So you guys can, what we did, we bought the batteries, and then we just knew obviously that we could charge this. Now, how are we going to charge it? Then you go to your little power station here. This thing is a freaking tank. We already had this one. So like we've been using this for at least a couple of years, and it's come in handy. It's long lasting. I told you we've had this for a couple of years now. And so you have a lot of different ports right here. So you can see that. So you're gonna need one of these. This is a regular not USB-C. This is like your power cord for your iPhone or whatever. And I know iPhone also uses the USB-C or the Type-C adapter. You can plug in the old school micro USBs in here. It's got everything. You can power it. If you can lay your phone on this and it can charge it if you have that type of phone. So, but also you can power your electronics over here. And so now that we're still on powering things up, this is another tool that I bought a while ago that came in handy during this power outage. It's a simple headlamp. Well, simple headlamp is probably not going to be as powerful as this one, but it still didn't cost that much. I think this one was on sale, so if you can't find it on sale, there's something wrong. This stuff is so common, you can find this stuff on sale somewhere, online or whatnot. So once again, it gets powered by USB. You have different settings. Red lamp, nothing to fear there. It's just red lamp in the military. We use red lamps just so that you don't have the freaking bright light. It gives away a lot. Has a high signal, so it can be seen from far away. Red lights are not so much so. Even though nowadays with technology and being able to see body heat and things like that, there's bigger things to worry about, obviously. But red light is just so that you have a lower visibility in the dark. And then it changes to green. It came in handy. And then we have our basic-ish flashlight. Once again, all of these can be charged. So the pattern here in the going thing for all of these lighting devices is that they can all be charged either by just battery, or not just battery, so by battery, or and they can be charged with USB as well. So all of this stuff can be charged with USB is what I'm saying. This has a USB port. This has the USB port, so I can attach it to any type of external battery supply power. So that's super important because it's good to have batteries. But you know, what if you run out of batteries? It's kind of like it's a what do you call it? A redundancy factor in survival. So redundancy is huge in survival because you know you're now talking about your life that you have to find multiple different ways to survive, not just one. So you have to rely on, you know, kind of having that backup just in case your batteries go out. Then I have a battery pack. Okay, how many battery packs do I have? Do I have some that are more mobile? Do I have some that are more stationary? Um, and then you got, obviously, no battery packs, no electricity whatsoever. Guess what? We're going old school. We're going to be using candles. And even that can probably be recycled to some point. Once they melt it all the way down, hey, we're going to keep on using it until we're completely out. So, and then I'm going to do a clip for this whole section here. Yeah, it's going to be right here. Boom. It's so cool. So, I don't know if I probably, so this only does like 60 seconds or so for a clip, so I probably need to go over some of these a little bit more, do you think? I'll go over it again. All right, either way, went over battery packs, or battery packs. It's hot up in here, classes and stuff. I'll just wait on my team to come on.
Water, matches.
Oh, so I forgot about the matches over there. So we got matches over here. So handy dandy matches are gonna come in hands whenever, you know, if you need to make a fire outside, that's definitely, you got something like this, or obviously for your candles, but I would say if you absolutely need to start a fire, matches are always a go-to. I also have one of those striking, it's like a striking lighter, what do you call it? Yeah, it's like it strikes, it's not a lighter, the traditional lighter, but you strike it and it sparks up, and you kind of have your, you know, your fuel source. Maybe it's like a piece of hay or some type of piece of bark that you've scraped off to make some shavings, so that you can start a fire. Then you also have, let's talk about water. Water is like universally something that people have so much, like, they don't want to drink it. And I don't even know if they drink it during the most worst circumstances, but it is one of those things where if you don't have water, you're going to be hurting. You're going to need to find some way. There are other ways than just having jugs of water. I will not go over that in this video because that's more of a visual, something that you need to see visually. But having some spare water somewhere, like how we do it is we do our absolute best, and I would say more than not, we're gonna have at least one jug of water in our car. So if you know, that's just a good emergency factor, just in case you don't know what happens while you're out there. So just in the world, you may, whatever. So at least you have some type of water source in your car, but definitely in your house. All right. I think we're back on. Sorry guys for the live distraction. Add a Q&A sticker, $1 per shout out. Try it. Let's see. All right, so we had our own power outage while we're doing this live, which, you know, gotta work with what you have. So it just happened to still be going. So what I'm gonna do is go over water one more time, and then we're gonna go through everything else in reverse. All right, so water, you need to have it. A lot of people don't like drinking water for some reason, but you still need to at least try to sip it. Use something maybe like a sweetener of some sort, or like lemon. Try to make it flavorful as possible. If you just can't do it, then you're gonna, it's for your survival. Just think about that. If you don't have it, then you're gonna quickly be drained of energy and you're gonna not last long. What?
Keep it in your car.
Oh yeah, keep it in your car. So have a couple in your car. That's what we do. We keep water in the car, keep jugs in the house, because one thing that's going to happen in like the worst case scenario is people are going to go to the store and they're going to buy every ounce of water that they can find. Anything that resembles water or beverage is going to be taken out of the store. It's going to be bought from people. They're going to be ransacked. So you want to have this, source on standby. Can you save that, please? Thank you. All right. Ice. Now, these are cool because if the most dire circumstance, this actually melts and this turns into water. That's like, that's like survival ultra, but that's not even the worst. So that's one way of doing it, but there is another way that's even worse than that as far as getting water. So just know that that's not half bad. But these are your ice packs. They come in different forms, but like I said, all you need to do is fill these with water and they immediately become a kind of water source for you, just in the case that, All right, so we keep getting our own power outage. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on, but we're gonna keep on going through this process anyway. So let's go ahead and talk about lights again. We're gonna go over everything again because I have to make this content for social media, for YouTube as well. So it's gonna get posted back up. So lighting. This was about $20 or so. It was not anywhere above 25. Super inexpensive. It comes with a handle, so you got the old school like kind of lanterns. It is a lantern. It runs off of USB here. You have your USB ports. You got batteries right down here. You have a USB plug cable that's up here. Ultimately, this is going to be able to light an entire room, 2 rooms, of light that you can get out of this thing right here. It has a red light, so you see the light is on there. This is really bright, and so it has different levels. You got your red light here, and then you can turn it off, whatever, but this is going to come in handy. The way that you would power this, obviously by USB, is by having you a handy dandy external, this is not a hard drive, external battery pack, or uninterruptible power as they call it in the industry. So this allows you to have that extra power source. It needs to be charged up. If you don't have it charged, you could use your car. If you have a car, you can use that to charge this thing up if you are in a situation that you are able to do that. But yeah, so you have this one here is like a bulky brick. This thing has lasted us for like 2 years. It runs off of solar. It's able to run off of solar. Like I said, it can be charged up in multiple different ways. You can charge multiple different styles of devices, like a Type-C. It can take the Type-C plug. It can take a micro SD, and it can take your standard, like the lightning cable for iPhone. You have your old school USB plug. Pop it in here, and boom. It tells you where that charge is at right here, so you can see that it's at 95%. And so this one, obviously, this would only be able to charge your phone. You mind saving that clip, please? So, yeah. So this is going to come in handy for all of these things. So even our flashlight, you want to be able to have a flashlight that has multiple ways of being charged as well. So this can take, the Type-C, if you have a Type-C, and it can also just get plugged in with your old school kind of outlet. I can't remember what it's called right now. But this also takes batteries. So you open it up, and it takes a boatload of batteries. This thing has a lot of batteries. I don't think I took this out the last power outage we had. I didn't need to because I've been just charging it up with the power cord. I forgot how many batteries this thing takes. It takes this big one right here. I believe that one's kind of your backup battery that ends up getting charged. So these come all handy. You want tools that are going to have that USB hookup so that you can hook up to your extra battery source and battery power. Now, here you got your headlamp. This thing is cool. You don't have to get this exact one, but I would say don't skimp. Like, it's easy to skimp on this stuff. Like I said, you can find this stuff secondhand, or go on Facebook Marketplace. Go on, do these things now, so that whenever that time happens, you're able to already have this stuff. Some of the stuff we had, some of the stuff we had to buy. It just so happened. So now that puts us in a mindset of, okay, well, what else do we need to make sure that we have on all fronts, just in case something else happens. So like this right here, this can also run off of, it can also be charged. It doesn't have external batteries, I don't believe. Let me see. It may. I've never charged it with anything in any other way. No. So yeah, this can be charged with the USB as well. You got your regular lights here. I'll turn those off. Red light, so that you can have lower visibility at night. Green light is just green, I don't know why. But yeah, so it came in handy really, really well. Now you got your old school candles. These obviously are just gonna come in handy. These are just good to have. They're cheap, really cheap. And you get your matches so that you can light these, or you can get a regular lighter. That's all kind of common sense stuff that I think a lot of people probably have by now, but it's not gonna be enough. So you're gonna want to, yes, have your candles, but just know that you're gonna need some other power. You're gonna want other power as well, like a power bank, and you're gonna want some extra light, just in case. But just be cautious how you're using these things as well, because it depends on the situation, right? So in a wartime situation, it's gonna be different how you use matches compared to how you use matches if I'm just power outage, I'm at my house, normal, other than that, things are peaceful, but yet, yeah, I think it's not gonna be the same situation as what I'm trying to say. How you use these things in each situation it'll just dictate how you use them. So we'll move these out of the way. And bring up, did you take a clip of that, please? All right, so this here is going to be a cooker. This does not plug up to any wall. You can cook with this. You can cook with this indoors. I would say cook near a window. Do not just open a window. Whatever you do, open a window, cook near your window. Do not, and be safe, because this does have a flame that comes up if you're going to cook in your house. The first time I cooked with it, I cooked outside right on my porch. It's very simple to use. You do not need to use a match, any matches or a lighter. You just need a butane tank, like this thing right here. What I would suggest is buy a pack of 3. Could you get a clip of that, please? Buy a pack of 3, and so that because these things you can cook like a meal with one, but after you've done that, it's gonna be completely exhausted. There may be a little bit in here. I'll show you how to put this thing on here so that you can, you pretty much press it down. Looks at first, you put this, you go the notch in first. You wanna line this little space up with this as best as possible. Bring it in here and set it down. And you have this locking mechanism here, so just so that it doesn't rotate. Now, like that. in place, and then you want to ignite it. Like I said, you don't need a lighter or anything, but you do need to turn it. You hear that sound? And I turn it off, but you need to, you can see that flame right there, and then you can turn it down. And interestingly enough, and then whenever you need to take it out, you unlock it, and then you just go ahead and pop it out. This stuff is it's not gonna explode. I know it can be intimidating at first use, but it's not gonna explode in your face. Just be careful how you don't want to inhale this stuff. Most importantly, you don't want to sit there with a closed house and closed room, no windows open, inhaling. But interestingly enough, this started, and there's like nothing in here. There's probably just off of fumes. This usually you can hear whenever you shake it. I don't know what that means. So like this one is good. Has plenty in it. This one nothing. So yeah, am I getting a clip of that, please? So ultimately, all of this put together is like a mini kit. This is a micro kit compared to, the situation. Like I said, situation is going to dictate how you use this stuff. It's always going to dictate. So, like I said, wartime, you're going to need this plus more, but I would say work with what you have, because look, ultimately nobody's going to have enough, and we're not going to know where we're going to be at if the worst situations happen. But it is worth noting that you're going to have to then acquire, and I'm not talking about just stealing, because people are going to go ransack, they're going to go steal, they're going to go do a bunch of stuff to acquire the things that they need. And in the worst of times, people do, and all the worst things come out. They say that when a power outage, like let's say a large scale power outage were to happen, they say it takes, it's a progression. You can look this up on our government, on the U.S. government's, I believe maybe FEMA. You can probably find this information on FEMA. I'm going to look for it and read it just to brush up. But power outage happens, week, 2 weeks, things are normal. Yes, people are upset. They're all, I'm talking about like big, like the one that happened in Texas, like major grids, there's three electrical grids in the United States. And one of those is in Texas. So that one, whenever that one got hit and went out, people were out of power for, I don't remember how long, but long enough where people got the clue, like, nobody's coming in to help us out at all. So we're gonna have to fend for ourselves. And so, you got 2 weeks out, things are people are trying to figure things out. Month out, things are getting bad. Few months out, things are getting really bad. And society actually breaks down completely. So 6 months out, society has probably gone into some crazy reset, and there's pandemonium. And so that's kind of the progression of things. And I'm talking about electrical outage. See, what we had recently in 2020 was something that was different. There was no electrical outage. People could go and shop freely. People could, it sucked in 2020 and going forward, but you had that ability to, could you make a clip of these things, please? So you had that ability to go back home though, and you had a home to go back to. Otherwise, worse situations are going to dictate how you use this stuff. Normal power outage at your home, you're in the safety of your home, and you can use it accordingly. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go and cut this information up and be able to post it online in a little bit more organized way, so that you guys can enjoy it. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next live. I'll probably be doing burpees or something in that next live. All right, peace.
How do you stop it?
Thank you.